I thought I would take us a little bit off piste this morning, if everyone's happy for me to do that. Not dramatically so. We're going to stay in our chairs and we're going to do a bit of connection, meditation, and visualization. So nothing too out of the ordinary. But I was in on a retreat 2 or 3 weeks ago with an amazing Tibetan master, and he did a few things that just I really resonated with me. Not that I haven't done before, but they brought them back to mind. So I thought I'd share them with us all today. And the theme of today is creating. And I have extended that, because I have the privilege to do so, of creating trust. And I feel there's something about trust that, and this chap who was our master out in the retreat in California, was saying that in their lineage, they recognize that most people, most of the time, struggle because we don't trust life. There is something about our human condition that means we don't trust life. And so if you imagine life is a building of 10 floors, and the ground floor is the floor of trust of life, most of us don't have a stable ground floor, and therefore our floors above wobble and create karmic consequences, as he would say, within our own system and the systems around us, because we haven't got that basis of trust. So I thought I'd invite us to try and find a bit of that together today. That's okay with everyone. Creating trust. Let me just let Rebecca in. She's just joining. So with that in mind, I'd like to invite you to get into a comfortable position and just place whatever's in front of you on the table. Get it out of your pockets and your hands and your head. Busy, crazy, noisy minds that we have. And let's just sit, our eyes closed, if that's okay. And just for the next minute or so, just breathe into your body and really try and come into the sensation of the body. Just feeling, imagine turning your feelings on. Perhaps imagine a dial, like a radio that you're tuning in. Can you tune your feelings so you feel your body coming out of your head, out of that racing, busy to-do list? What happened yesterday? What's going to happen today? Head. Come into the feelings in your body. And from the broader sense, try and focus the feelings down towards your heart. So narrow that attention and bring it into your heart. So you're resting. Imagine your energy is resting in your heart. And as you sit there, feeling your heart, so it's feeling the heart. First thing I'd like to invite, there are a few of us on this call, is imagine connecting out to everyone on this call without moving from where you are. And what I mean by that is imagine the mycelium network. Some of us would have learned about that, the fungi and the mushrooms that come out from the bottom of trees and roots and knit forests together under the ground. Imagine this same network imagine the beautiful filaments of light, tendrils coming out of your heart, where your focus is, and connecting through the ether. Imagine them going out of you into the screen in front of you. That's even possible, into your phone, Miriam. Imagine them going and reaching each of us on this call and knitting us together, creating a field where we hold each other. We may not even know each other, but we still care, and we hold each other in regard and support and in love. And we tie ourselves together beautifully, not in knots, but in connection. So this is connecting a field feeling those filaments, tendrils coming out of your heart, perhaps even imagine coming out of the side of your body, out of your back, maybe out of your head. Imagine them flowing out and knitting each of us in with the other. So that if we were in a circle, it's tying the circle together, around, over the top to the other side, underneath, really forming something of both solidity, but with holes in so that there can be movement, like a latticed vessel. It's got the gaps, the framework, the structure and form that holds us all together. And imagine as we sit with that awareness, that connectedness of each of us, what else do we bring into this field that would make us feel safe, help us to begin to trust life, as we talked about at the beginning? Perhaps some nature. Imagine placing into this beautiful field of ourselves your favorite tree or flower, shrub or plant, perhaps a view of the sea, of some rolling hills, maybe a vista of an amazing starlit sky, the rolling dunes of a desert, the running water of a river as you stand and watch it, the cascading movement of water as it comes down a waterfall. Perhaps it's the peak of a mountain, the Andes, Richard, in your beautiful picture. Whatever, try and bring nature, life into this field. Perhaps also not just humans. What about our pets? Have we all got a pet? Some may. Maybe just also the animals that are around us, the insects, the birds, foxes as they are in Acton. Whatever it is, bringing life into our circle, connecting us all to both the intimacy of relationship and the enormity of what life really is. Maybe place into this field loved ones, people that we've left behind for the day, we're on our way to meet, taken to school, perhaps members of the family who aren't well, some friends we're thinking about at the moment because of the challenges they're meeting, maybe because it's the birthday they have ahead. Let's place some of them in this circle too. And perhaps as well, let's place in those who guide us, our friends, our elders, our wisdom keepers, maybe our spirit guides, our angels. Nice to feel. I always think my 18-month-old is talking to angels when he chats in his cot at night and laughs. I wonder who he's laughing with. So bringing all the dimensions of life into this field to hold us. And as we do, from your heart, which has connected initially everyone together, imagine a seed of love coming down from your heart into the floor below you, straight down through the base of your spine, your bottom chakra, down into the firmness of the ground beneath you, anchoring you, grounding you, so you feel safe and held, and you can trust that life will hold you as you sit in this meditation, in this visualization, in this connecting tissue that we're creating this morning to serve us for the day. And feel the trust of being held, the firmness of what's below, the connection of what's around us, the safety of what we've created for ourselves. Imagine that's a floor upon which you can walk into life today and fall back onto if life doesn't serve as you wish or show up the way you'd hoped. Know that that floor is always there, that ground floor, the beautiful life, ready to catch, to hold, and to propel us out into the world. And as we sit trusting, learning to trust the safety of our ground floor, from our heart seed embedded, maybe just begin to imagine that perhaps that ground floor isn't quite as hard as it seems. Perhaps it's got more air. As you go into the smallness of the atoms and the molecules that make up the wood or the concrete or the carpet or whatever it is that your chair is sitting on or you're standing on the bus. Imagine that actually it's all just a vast expanse of nothingness, and yet you're still held by it, amazingly. So just imagine, there's no boundary. As you go down, you could go on and on and on, and yet actually you're held where you are. And as you think about it, not just below you, it's around you. If you lean slightly to the left or slightly to the right, if you raise your head up, raise it down, everything around you is both here and not here. It's spacious, and yet you're held in it, in trust, in safety. Your heart, like a burning sun, beautifully warm, golden, sitting. Imagine that. Imagine it bobbing around in the emptiness that surrounds us. And it's the heart that holds the key to our place in trust, our sense of that possible connection to life that we can practice each day. The heart-mind, a place to walk into in awareness. And as we do, to make our choices through, knowing it's always connected to our head and to our mind and to our ego and into our practical daily living, but allowing the heart-mind to be our guide, to be the stronger inner voice, trusting life to hold us. Perhaps also another way of imagining this trust. Imagine that we're sitting in a sea of warmish water. So you're not cold, you don't need to get out. It was easy to get in. And it's just a beautiful vista of warm water lapping around you. There's no real waves. There's no worry about it coming over your head. And you're sitting there being held by the water. And I wonder where the water begins and where you end. Just like with the ground, where do you begin? And where does life meet you? So imagine this water lapping around you, coming through you. You are this water, that beating, beautiful, sunlit heart, bobbing in the water. Where are your boundaries? Where do you end and life begin? If the water was sentient, how does you feel being felt by the water? Being felt by life? Imagine life holding you and feeling you. connecting to you, encouraging, catching, cheering you on as you step into your day. And as we think about boundaries, open, because every time we open the boundary, we open more to life. We shatter this illusion of separation that keeps us stuck and not trusting. So perhaps play with the concepts, the ideas, the feeling of emptiness, of silence, of stillness, of spaciousness all around you. The water flowing through you, the ground below you, that both exists and doesn't exist. And imagine all the senses have the same experience. As you listen, we hear things. People on the bus, noises through the window, birds chattering, cars driving, phones ringing. But what's behind the sound? Like what's in the water? What's below the surface of the earth? Again, something to hold and think about, reflect on in the day. All our senses presenting an experience, but actually beneath what we touch, what we feel, what we smell, what we hear, what we see, is this spaciousness. In a sense, like a field of love that holds us safely in the day. And the way to find it is to move into our heart mind. To imagine a flame, a light within that heart, creating that golden glow. So that whatever the winds that blow towards you, it's able to withstand and keep alight because you trust life. Life is here to hold you and serve you and help you grow and serve in the way that the day pans out. And as we sit with this sense of possible trusting of life, of the spaciousness of our ground floor being solid, let's imagine doing so with an inner state of awakeness. What does that mean? It means that we are aware and connected to our heart mind, so that we have the energy to compete with what comes towards us, the conversations, the challenges, the people, the situation. We can listen, connect to what's in front of us from a present state of being here, and allow that intuitive, creative impulse to come through us that responds to what's needed. That place of trust, allowing you to find that intuitive, creative impulse. It may be the impulse is be quiet, let the other speak. It may be a suggestion, an idea. It could be touching someone on the arm so they feel connected. It could be giving a speech, writing an email. But from the heart, mind, and a place of trust, always know that intuitive, creative impulse is available. And it's more than just us. It's connecting into life. Is there to support whatever it is we're choosing to do in that moment. Keep thinking, keep resting, keep attention in your heart. The spaciousness around you, the stillness around you. And try and find that in the course of today. What do you need to do to come back into your heart mind? Perhaps just ask yourself that question, so that when we finish today, maybe something like a little new pathway is opening up that you can nurture and grow like a root system. Pour water on, encourage. And remember the field that we've created that knits us together today. Perhaps that's a way, a signpost to come back to. Imagine the call and the people and all the things you've placed into the circle as the energy that supports the awareness and the awakeness that helps you step out and meet life and let life live through you. Now, a few breaths of gratitude for each other and the time you've made to set yourself up. And hopefully for those with colds, give you a bit of energy to blow them away. Perhaps bring your hands to your chest, place them together, and a little bow. If it's not too awkward on the bus, acknowledging us as a group and what we've shared together today. And when you're ready, just open your eyes.